Alcor and I are nearly finished with the terminal. With some final adjustments, we should be able to use it to reach Canopus.
I believe I'm not required for this part of the process. My work on the skill crack modifications should soon be finished as well.
Good work, both of you. Through our battle with the shards, we have finally found a glimmer of hope. We may have a chance at defeating Canopus. Still, before we begin this final battle, there is a decision we must make. Do you prefer to be first? Rather, I have no intention of questioning your priorities, but now is not the time for that. We must decide what we will do with the world after Canopus is defeated.
That is true. Defeating Canopus is a necessity to stop the world's collapse. However, the more important question is how we shall deal with future administrator invasions. It is a decision that must be made now. The answer we decide will determine what kind of world the next regression will bring us.
I'm sure we each have our own opinions. However, we need to agree on a single course of action. Any disagreement can affect morale.
Yamato's got a point there. Hey, does this situation remind you guys of anything? Like, last time, with Polaris? We all gathered like this and spoke pretty freely about what we wanted. Then again, last time we all ended up at each other's throats because we couldn't agree.
I haven't forgotten. But this time, we can stand together. We can overcome this crisis.
I gotta agree with you there. It makes me damn proud.
Agreed. So let us speak freely now. What will we do with the world when Canopus lies defeated? If anyone has an idea on how to deal with the invading administrators, speak now.
We have to do something about them before they annihilate humanity. But what can we do?
Well, I've got an idea how we can handle them. It's simple. We destroy every administrator. We eradicate every sword that comes for us.
Mr. Kuriki, are you mad? There are countless administrators and swords, as numerous as the stars themselves. It would be a fool's errand to try and slay them all.
I think our odds are pretty good, actually. Once we defeat Canopus, we'll have access to the astrolabe once again. We hold the administrative authority, and Psyduke can manipulate the astrolabe. The damage caused by each invasion could be easily undone by regressing the world to a previous state. As long as humanity controls the astrolabe, we stand a solid chance of defeating the administrators. It'll be tough, yes, but eventually, there'll be no more to invade us.
But Mr. Kuriki, if all of you or Alcor are slain, that would be the end of the species. The astrolabe requires all the administrative authority and Alcor to function. I could not manipulate the astrolabe. Much of my existence is human after all.
Well, if that's the case, we just have to make sure we keep ourselves and Psyduke safe.
I'm totally down for this. It's pretty frickin' simple. All we gotta do is kill the damn monsters that try to kill us, right? Besides, it really pisses me off that these dumbass administrators get to decide what happens in our world. This world belongs to humans. We make our own decisions.
That's my point. This is our world. We don't need administrators. And as long as we reject their rule, we control the astrolabe. After they're gone, we can still use the astrolabe to improve the world, end all suffering and poverty. It'll even be possible for us to restore the environment to its original state. We can improve our science, advance our medicine, heal those that suffer from incurable illnesses. The power of the astrolabe shouldn't be used to lord over humankind. It should be used to help them prosper. It'll be a long and arduous battle, but imagine what humanity could gain from victory.
True. Controlling the astrolabe would be a great boon to mankind.
See? Sako agrees. What about the rest of you? You don't seem convinced. Keep it in mind. So, any other ideas?
To fight a nigh-endless onslaught of administrators and swords. I suppose that is one possibility, Shining One. Ah, yes. It is possible to appoint a human as administrator, and have them ascend to the heavenly throne.
A human administrator? Is that even possible?
It is, though to do so, we require the reactivation of all functions of the astrolabe. By rewriting the data in the Akashic record, we could change a human into a being more like me, which would allow them to ascend the throne.
I see. And we could use the triangulum I captured, repurposing them into this administrator's swords. We could do all that with the power of the astrolabe. It is like my plan, but will not require the multitude of sacrifices.
Correct. Moreover, should a human take the throne, there is no worry that they would wish to harm mankind. He or she would, in essence, be caretaker of the world.
A human governing the human world. So that is the future you seek.
Correct. But I should stress that the human who takes on this role will shoulder a heavy burden. They will have the power to reshape the world, and the responsibility to guide it.
If they wanted, they could alter the world however they please. But should the world take a turn for the worse, all responsibility would rest upon them. A heavy burden indeed. Although, if one of sound morals were to take up the throne, the world could turn out beautiful.
True. Alas, there is one flaw to keep in mind. The human that sits upon the heavenly throne would remain forever in the Akasha stratum. They would never be able to speak to their friends, to share the same time as them. They would know the world only from a distance.
No, that sounds really lonely.
That would be almost like death.
Although, the idea itself isn't a bad one. If a human becomes an administrator, we could restore the damage done to the world, and the other administrators wouldn't invade.
Yeah, but who would take up the throne then at such a terrible price?
Alright, so that's another option before us. Allow me to offer up one more alternative. We could create an entirely new world.
A new world? What does that mean exactly?
It means an escape from the administrator system. The astrolabe can not only regress the world, but it can recreate it from nothing. And this new world would be outside the influence of the Akashic record. In other terms, we would no longer be bound to the rule of the administrators.
But Yamato Hotsuru, you and I discussed the flaws in this solution previously.
I'm aware, Alcor. This choice will have its own set of problems. This newly created world would begin in a primeval state, devoid of all our history and technology. We must avoid this at all costs.
Is there a way around that? Some way we can make it not primeval?
There is. It requires considerable use of the administrative authority.
What do you mean?
The administrative authority has the ability to inherently project one's will onto the world. We could further divide the authority you all possess amongst the entire population of the world. The combined will of 7 billion people would be actively reflected in the new world's creation. Collectively, there is a chance we could reshape everything. If we enacted this plan, perhaps we could avoid the primeval world entirely.
Oh, cool. If we make all that happen, maybe we could get a world pretty close to, you know, this one. One big problem, though. There's barely anyone left alive in this world. There's certainly nowhere near 7 billion.
Even when a human has died, their data still exists within the Akashic record. We can access that data and give to them a share of the administrative authority. If we do this, we can use the willpower of the deceased to change the world. The problem is, we can't be certain that the administrative authority will function the same in this new world. There's no assurance that we will be able to shape this new world as we see fit.
True. There is one other complication worth our discussion. If we are able to use the authority to reshape this new world, it will be forged by the will of all people.
So we won't just get people with good intentions, we'll get the will of evil people too. If it turns out that humanity is predominantly wicked, frightened, desperate, we'll get a world that will reflect that.
Yes, that's correct. And the world we make would be permanent. There'd be no chance to recreate it again. After all, if there's no administrator system, there will be no astrolabe. With no astrolabe, there'd be no regression. We'd never be able to modify the world or return it to a past state. But consider the alternative scenario. It might be a better world than this one. The will of 7 billion people, all wishing for some form of happiness, would be imprinted upon it.
We're basically betting the fate of the entire species on a single roll of the dice.
It is surely dangerous, but I think it is a risk worth taking. To strive for success, one must take calculated risks. Does anyone have any further ideas? Well then, it seems these are our 3 best theories. Now we must choose one.
Brother, wait. I'm sure everyone needs time to think before we commit to a solution. Why don't we allow them all a moment to ponder this rather than forcing them to decide right now?
You have a point.
Shining One, which path would you choose? I believe that no one would dispute your appraisal of the situation.
He's right. I mean, you aren't our fearless leader for nothing.
As long as you're with us, I think we could survive any world.
It seems as though your opinion will be the deciding factor for all of us. We don't have long before the Void takes this world. You will have to decide before then. As for the rest of you, make your final preparations. Battle awaits. So, have you come to a decision? Then again, the only logical course of action would be to follow the path I have laid out.
My brother is correct. The plan has its share of risks, but a new world presents the best future for mankind.
Nonsense. More importantly, we must decide what to do with this world. The administrator system is the sole reason why humankind now stands on the precipice of extinction. In order to completely escape it, we must create a brand new world.
Well, maybe. But we don't even know that we can make a new world with the administrative authority. And even if we can make it, could we make it a modern world like this one? Everyone's will is going to be reflected in the new world. Even evil people. The world could end up totally messed up.
You are correct. The world would reflect the individual wills of 7 billion people. And all humans, my myself included, are imperfect, selfish, and foolish. Trash at the very best. We are weak to temptation, we are greedy and lazy, and easily corruptible. There is no doubt that such iniquities might influence the world in a negative way. But we cannot know for certain, and I feel this is a chance worth taking.
Why?
Because even the lowest of mankind has the potential to grow and change. Daichi Shijima, Ionita, Yuzuru Akie, Hinako Kujo, Keito Wakui, Airi Ban, Jungo Torii, Makoto Sako, Otome Yanagiya, Fumi Kano, Ronaldo Kuriki. Every single one of you has grown through the ordeal of the administrators. The same can be said for every human. People have the potential to change.
You have changed as well, Yamato Hotsuin.
Our kind may now be able to wish for a better world. A world that would not be consumed by wickedness and greed. If the majority of people can put the success of mankind over their own petty desires, then the newly created world may yet surpass our current one. Indeed, this choice relies heavily on whether we truly believe mankind can change for the better.
I may only be partially a human, but I dearly love humanity. There is a dark, ugly side, but humanity is also capable of beauty and passion and purity. I want to believe in mankind. I believe they could make a better world.
Join me on this path. I knew you would understand.
So you have decided that we should create a new world. If that is the solution you have reached, then it is the solution we will all endorse.
No more administrators guiding the world. Humans will be free to create their own history.
So, this is the path you have chosen. Then I will argue mine no further. A new world, broken free of the administrator system, where man's potential is limitless. Sounds pretty good to me.
Then I believe we are decided. All that remains are the modifications to our skill crack ability and the terminal.
The terminal modifications are complete, but I have yet to finish the expansion of the skill crack function. It should be done by 3 o'clock in the morning, by your reckoning of time.
Very well. Until then, we must all make our final preparations for the battle against Canopus. You are all dismissed.
Hey, lovely! So, it looks like you decided to make a brand new world and escape from the whole administrator system. It's risky, but I think it's a great idea. It solves the problem at its source. But, you know, there is one thing I gotta tell ya. In the new world, Tico's probably not gonna be around. I'm really sorry I can't be with you forever and ever. But we should enjoy what little time we have left then. I'll be here all through the upcoming battle. Now quit standing around and go blow that stupid Canopus to smithereens!
Judgment Day. The sky regains a fleeting calm, and final prayers are offered.
This will be our final battle.
I hope we can get this Canopus thing over with fast. I kinda want to get back to my research.
Ah, it's you. We were just discussing the battle against Canopus, and what the world will be like afterwards. They say he's the divine order of the universe, He'll be a formidable foe, to be sure. We'll have to fight him with everything we got. And we're greatly indebted to you. Not just in the previous world, but in this one as well. I don't think we would have ever made it without you. Thank you for everything.
Oh, that's it? Come on. I was hoping for at least a love confession or something.
Oh, Tomei, stop it!
We'll continue this when he's not here to listen in, Mako. No matter what, we need to defeat Canopus. I won't allow him to do whatever he wants in this world. Our world. Koharu's world.
Whether we win or lose, it's all the same. What I really want is to get my hands on Canopus himself. Oh, the Triangulum, too. I want to know what their bodies are made of. When the battle's done, I think I'll ask Chief Miyako for one of the specimens. I've got some hypotheses that need testing. Ooh, you're excited too? I knew you had that spark of scientific process inside. In that case, let's make sure to catch Canopus alive. He will make an ideal test subject.
Fumi, behave yourself.
Fine, fine. Jeez. I'll still give it my all when we fight him.
Once we finish Canopus, we'll use the astrolabe and the administrative authority to craft a whole new world. Still, I suppose it's going to be a bit of a gamble. There's a chance our new world could be stuck in a primeval state. Even if the administrative authority works, if we are able to rewrite the world, the newly created world shall reflect the will of every human being held in the Akashic record. It may not be a primeval world, but we can't depend on it being a better one. Very careful. If every human will is going to affect the world we make, then their mindset is crucial. If most of humanity is not as altruistic as we hope, and wishes for a world that caters to their selfish desires, there will be no order to be found. Chaos will rule that world. And even if it becomes such a twisted world, there will be no means of fixing it again, no administrator to impose their will, no astrolabe to regress. In order to make a truly better world, humanity will have to restrain their impulses, their greed and fear and selfishness.
Mako has a point. If the world goes downhill, is there anything we could do to steer it right again?
We'll have to take that into consideration as well. There's also no knowing what kind of state Gyps will be in either. But nevertheless, the way we live, the very heart of our beliefs, must remain the same. Yes, I suppose that much is true. Gyps or no Gyps, no matter the world we end up with, my life is my own.
You're definitely right. There's no telling what kind of world we're going to get. But I know that either way, we'll keep protecting it. We'll help humanity change for the better.
I guess I'll give it some thought, too. How does one go about making the world a better place? It seems hanging around all of you has managed to alter my thought process. We have to make this new world great. Besides, if it isn't, how can I continue my research?
One, two, three, and turn and step. What? Are you stupid, Hina? The choreography should totally go like this. Oh, hey there. Huh?
Hey, how long have you been watching? Well, how about a little heads up next time? Jeez. Embarrassing. Stupid.
Ah, who cares? People are gonna see us when we perform it live, aren't they?
It's not the same thing. It's embarrassing to have people staring at me when I practice. Jeez.
Well, it's not like you can blame him. We were practicing out in the open like this. When I thought about the battle with Canopus and the future and, well, I just couldn't sit still. So I thought, why not practice our live show? Besides, dancing around like this will be a great warm-up for war.
It's the craziest thing. I never thought we'd get caught up in a fight to save humanity like this. Before we got our memories back, we were just idols.
Yeah, our days of pop starring have been replaced by pop sparring.
What does that even mean? This Canopus is supposed to be really strong, but if we fight together, I know we can win this. Right? Awesome. I don't care if he's the divine order of the whatever. I'm gonna smash that thing. And once we get rid of Canopus, we'll be creating a whole new world.
Creating a new world. It's pretty amazing when you think about it. Like we're gods or something. Hey, you think we'll still be together in the new world?
What? You have a problem with that or something?
Huh? No, I'm not saying that at all. I just want to make sure we'll be partners in the new world, too. We're rehearsing now because we're going to be performing together in the new world, aren't we?
Well, if you really want to keep the band together, I guess I'll still be your partner.
You never change.
Ugh, what are you laughing at? Shut up! But still, we have no idea what this new world's even gonna be like. If the power of the administrative authority doesn't work, the world will be completely primeval. And even if it does work, it'll be a world made of everybody's will all at once. There's no knowing what kind of world that will be either.
You have a point. The way we live might change completely depending on what kind of world we get.
You're right. If it really does become a primeval world, I guess we won't have much time to write songs, much less perform them. Peace? But...
No, he's right, If there are people that can find peace in our music and happiness in our songs, then it's worth doing.
Yeah, you're right. No matter what world we're in, our songs, our dances, will still be able to give people hope and happiness. I want to continue making music, even in the new world. I'll be counting on you. Okay, Hina?
Do you even have to ask? I'll always be right there with you, partner.
And that concludes the damage report, ma'am.
Thank you. You may return to your post now.
Understood, Chief Hotsuin.
My, I didn't notice you. What are you doing here? Can I help in some way? Me? Well, that is very thoughtful of you. I still have much to attend to as Chief of Gyps.
I was receiving a report on the damages caused by the Triangulum in the Void. The damage done to this world is devastating. It is a grave situation. However, if we truly can create another world, and somehow make that world like this one, complete with modern convenience, we'll be able to heal the scars the Triangulum left upon this world. Humanity will be safe, far away from the administrator system. And when that happens, I shall be no more. Now is the only time I have left to stay with you. Yes, I was created by Canopus, and thus inseparable from the administrator system. Since your new world will be free of that control, I will most likely never see it. I won't exist. Unfortunately, the same will apply to Alcor. Nonetheless, we will leave the newly created world in your capable hands. There are many uncertainties about this path we are on, about this new world. Still, no matter what humanity may face, I have no doubt that you'll be able to lead the world to a place of peace, happiness, and beauty. I shall place all my faith in you. I am so truly glad that I was able to meet you all. So please, one last time, show me the potential within you, the power that can surpass even the divine order of the universe itself.
What's the matter? Do you need something? Or could it be that even you are nervous about the upcoming battle against Canopus? Sharp and insolent as always. In order to achieve our goal, to create our new world, we must first slay Canopus. Then, and only then, will we be able to create a new world for humanity, free of the administrator system. Although, if the administrative authority does not function, we will be left in a primeval world at best. Even if it does function as we believe, there is still a chance we will not be able to forge a modern world. This new world will reflect the will of all humanity after all 7 billion that once lived upon this earth. A world built by the combined will of all humanity. What kind of world shall that become? I am curious to see it. Perhaps that is the ideal outcome. However, there is no guarantee we will end up with something wondrous. The balance of good and evil in that world will be precarious. Any shift could tip the scales. If humans were to surrender to their baser instincts, desire, greed, our new world could become like unto hell. But if they rise above, if mankind can prove itself truly virtuous, our new world could become a paradise. Every human will be responsible in helping shape our combined fate. You could say that this new world will test each and every one of us to our very core. Yes, I certainly hope so. After we defeat Canopus, a new world will rise. In that world, I hope you will remain by my side, as you should. I extend to you this invitation because I acknowledge your prowess, both as a warrior and as a leader.
Ah, hello, Shining One. It seems we will once again be spending the final moments of a world together. Yes, Ever since we fought side by side against Polaris, we have always been close. I do wish to say, I am very sorry for what happened this time, Shining One. I had hoped to aid you in the fight against the Triangulum. Instead, it was you who came to my aid. Thank you, Shining One. I am so honored to call you all my friends. I am currently... I suppose the human word is anxious? I assume my emotions are simply wavering due to our approaching encounter with Canopus. I'll admit, I've never seen him with my own eyes. Although, I believe I can sense the threat he possesses, as I am a part of his administrator system. Perhaps it is instilled in me. That is reassuring to hear. I am certain that you have the strength to defeat Canopus. And despite my worries, I am filled with joy. Once we have eliminated Canopus and created the new world, humanity will be safe. It will be a world all their own. Without an administrator ruling over them, I am excited about how far mankind's potential may reach. Yes, it will be a sight to see. One can only imagine how much humanity shall grow with their potential unhindered. However, I will likely never see this world. I am a sword, a part of the administrator system, and this new world of yours will be free from that. Which means that there will be no place for me there. I likely cannot exist in that world. Ah, I see. I suppose it is only logical. We are both part of the administrator system after all. But still, I ask that you do not let any of this talk sway your decision. It is true, I deeply regret not being there to see your dreams realized, but I have always believed in you, in the potential that lies within you, and all of humanity.
We can't lose this battle, Joe.
You're damn right. Although it sounds like this Canopus is gonna be mighty tough.
Oh, hey there. Huh? Wait, what's that mean? Romance?
Oh, he's just over-manalizing in juvenile fashion the implications of two handsome bachelors enjoying each other's company. And to that I say, well played, kid. We definitely walked into that one.
I don't know what either of you are talking about. We were just discussing the upcoming battle with Canopus.
About that, he's stronger than both Polaris and Arcturus. Like he's kind of a big deal in the universe. You sure we can take him down?
Not really, but that's our only option at the moment. Your confidence never ceases to amaze me. To be honest, it's reassuring. There really is something special about you. And you're right, of course. We're going to stop Canopus and save the world.
Same here. I have to win and return to my girl, safe and sound.
You have someone to protect. That's even more reason for you to return victorious, Joe. Still, a brand new world? I wonder how it'll turn out. If all goes well, it'll be closer to this world than a primeval one. I guess, no matter what, it won't be the same, though.
A world built on 7 billion wills, or something. Man, that'll be a sight to see.
That's right. I can't even fathom what such a world might look like. That would be pretty ideal. Unfortunately, while it may sound great in theory, that also means some of the evil in mankind may be reflected in it as well. There's no guarantee that the world we create will be wonderful, idyllic. It's all up to humanity. Even if we can avoid the primeval world and make one more modern, we'll need every soul in unison to wish for it to be a better, brighter world. Not just that, we'll also have to hope that they aren't led astray by their own greed and self-interest.
Unfortunately, those feelings are pretty much the one thing all humans have in common. Across the globe, you can find laziness and greed and hatred. It's universal to being human.
Unfortunately true. Mankind is weak. Just as we've been able to change and grow, every human holds that potential. All we must do is embrace and support one another, put humanity on a good path. If mankind as a whole can follow a better path, can resist temptation and selfishness and greed, think of the future we can have.
Maybe it's up to us to lead by example and try to be selfless. We can inspire peace in the world.
Exactly. It's up to us to take the initiative and teach humanity about true justice. If we do that, we can make this world something beautiful, a place of kindness and honesty. Exactly. I'll do my best to make that dream a reality in the next world.